The other one that comes up often about funding is about one-to-one support. Often schools will use a child who has an EHCP and has funding to appoint a TA, and the TA does work with that child, but also works with other children as well. So it's responsible for two or a small group of three children who all have needs, often very different, but all have needs in the same class. And parents can get really cross. My child's TA is being used for other children. And we always refer them back again to section F. If it says in section F, my child will have one-to-one support for X hours a day, then they're not allowed to use that for any other child during those hours a day. If my EHCP says my child will have access to additional support, they can provide that additional support whenever they want in whatever ratios, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 10, 1 to 15 is absolutely fine.
And another red flag is that people would come to us and say, oh, we know that, that little Sammy here needs to have one-to-one because he's been sharing Daisy. Daisy has a one-to-one on her EHCP, and he's been sharing. Now, if your school is allowing sharing of provision that has been stated specifically for a child, then that's a massive red flag, because the likelihood is it's going to happen to your child, and you could go to tribunal. You could have paid huge amounts of money for your professional reports. Your child then goes to school, and your child has got a designated to you full-time one-to-one, and then somebody else comes along and then they're sharing that particular child. So we've had this before, that a school has said, oh, but we've got a very good reputation for special educational needs. It was a huge amount, wasn't it, Anna, this particular school, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
a huge amount of children with EHCPs, but this school didn't have any after school clubs, it didn't have any enrichment activities, it didn't have anything for these children to have social interaction according to need within break times and lunch times. And when looking at a couple of the EHCPs from this particular school, they were really, really vague.